Hello fellow book lovers, my name is Giselle and welcome to the Adventures of Giz. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a watching vlog. I'm going to be watching Looking for Alaska and recording my reaction after every episode. So I have some chips and a milkshake and a gigantic drink because it is so hot in South Africa right now. And I thought it would be a really good day because I have a couple of days before my first exam, but I have given today to myself as a me day and I decided to do a Looking for Alaska watching vlog for it. Now, Looking for Alaska was one of my favorite books when I was younger. My best friend actually borrowed it to me and I just remember completely falling in love with it. I think I've read it like twice or maybe 3 times and I haven't read it in years and I actually am so excited to see how this goes. I have heard amazing reviews of the TV series and I believe it has gotten 86% on Rotten Tomatoes so far, and that's a really good rating if you ask me. I am just really excited to see what these producers and what this TV show is like. I'm so excited. So I thought I would record all of my thoughts and feelings after every episode. So I'm ready to start episode 1. So I have finished watching episode 1. And if you don't want any spoilers, don't carry on watching. I really like that. I love the actors. Alaska is exactly how I imagined her. I always loved Alaska and I always felt like I had such like a connection just to her character. Like it is perfect and it is exactly how I imagined it and it's just so fun seeing it all come to life. I'm a little bit suspicious about how they started it. I don't think it was necessary to reveal something. If you've read the books, you know that the format is the before and the after, and the before part kind of like builds tension by every chapter being like 106 days before, and then like you never actually know what's going to happen. But for this, they kind of started it where, I don't know how to say this without spoiling anything. So what they did here was they kind of started at the point which is the turning point for the before and the after, and I really think it was unnecessary. It could have just built up. I think it's perfectly okay because it has the before and then it said 106 days before right at the end of the episode, so I actually think it's unnecessary to have had the event. And other than that being unnecessary, I'm loving it. Like all of the characters and the actors and just everything is exactly how I imagined it. I love Alaska's room. It is exactly how I pictured it. Just overflow of books everywhere. And I'm really happy so far. Let's see how it goes as I watch the next episode. That is episode 2 finished now, and we have finally gotten to the prank war, and I'm so happy because that is one of the main things I loved about this book was the pranks and just the general vibe of the school. I love it. I love the Colonel. He is exactly how I imagined him. I think just the actors and the characters and the casting was done so well. I'm very impressed. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with it so far. It's really funny and like subtly funny. I mean, it's a very strange sense of humor, but I love it. And I must say this episode ended with 84 days before, and I'm not ready. We're only 2 episodes in and I already I know what's coming because I've read the books, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this. I just love Alaska so much. She's just one of my favorite fictional contemporary characters. Every time I think about Alaska, I just think about my childhood. Well, my childhood, like my teenage years, and she just reminds me so much of myself when I was that age. I also, at the end of this episode, there was that quote, and I even so clearly remember it. I'm pretty sure it's exactly from the book, and it's Alaska's smoking, and Miles asks her, "Why do you smoke so much?" And she says, "I don't smoke to enjoy it, I smoke to die." And I just remember Alaska was like this completely angsty, she fits so perfectly with what I needed when I was reading the book, and I just adore her character. I mean, she's just this very light-hearted, doesn't always do what's right, but like, I adore her. Miles is just cute, like, he's so, I don't even know. Like I said, I haven't read the books in years, but so far it seems really accurate. I'm excited to see how it all goes after this. So here comes episode 3. I just finished episode 3, and yeah, we're finally getting to like the deep things, you know. It starts off quite funny though, where you finally meet Alaska's boyfriend. I mean, yeah, him hot, yeah. And then Miles finally asked Laura on their date, and it was just so awkward, and then he got concussed and threw up on her. That was brilliant. I can't believe that just happened. That's beautiful. Just love it so much. Yeah, and then towards the end of this episode, we start getting a little bit of Alaska's messed upness. Like, Alaska's a hard person to figure out because she's just so broken. I don't know how to explain this. I really relate to Alaska in just everything she does. She's just so self-destructive, and when I was reading looking for Alaska, I remember I was going through a little bit of a phase. Okay, it's not a phase if it lasts like 8 years, but I'm calling it a phase because I'm over it now. But I think I was also pretty self-destructive, and I was just like Alaska, doing everything she's doing. And I just remember reading the book and being like, wow, I feel this. So yeah, it is still really, really hot today, but I'm really enjoying my marathon so far. And like I said, we're finally getting to the nitty-gritty about the characters, and we're really like learning who Alaska really is, and we're just seeing a little bit more of Miles and the Colonel and just everyone involved in this series. But I think it's honestly so good so far, and I can't wait to continue. So I just finished episode 4. It was a good episode. I need to explain something. I get very emotional in TV series, movies, and books. Not really in real life. So when I do, I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I really get into TV series and books and movies and things like that. So, woo! You know, when I cry, don't think it's just because it's actually an emotional part, because I feel like I cry more often in TV series than most people. But anyway, so I just finished episode 4, and we have Thanksgiving, and we have Dr. Hyde and his background story, which was quite cute and a little bit sad. And I've always been very intrigued with this, you know, Thanksgiving theme in America, because we don't have that in South Africa, and it just seems like this time of family and forgiveness, and I really have always loved that about it. And I must say, the ending of this episode was quite emotional, but that's just me. Like I said, I just cry for no reason sometimes in TV series, like happy moments, sad moments, dramatic moments. I'm probably crying. But that was quite an interesting episode. I really love that we're finally getting to flesh out more details from other characters. In this episode, like I said, we got Dr. Hyde. I love him as a teacher, he's awesome. We got Dr. Hyde's backstory, and we also got some of the Colonel, and we got quite a bit of information about his family, and it was just him and his mom in the car when they were having their conversation. Like I said, that really got me. But I am quite excited to carry on. I'm not sure if I'm going to carry on tonight because I won't be able to video anymore because it is almost dark outside. And also, we have 21 days. It's the end of this episode is 21 days before, and I am not ready because I know exactly what's going to happen, and I feel like I'm not ready. Why did I think filming this was a good idea? This is a terrible idea. Especially when we get to the after bit. I'm going to be crying for like 2 episodes straight. This is not a good idea at all. But I'm doing it, and there we go. Also, now that the sun's going down, it's a little bit less hot, which is great. But I don't know. I think I'll carry on watching tomorrow. And yeah. So once again, you will see me in like 2 seconds, but I will only speak to you again tomorrow. And I really hope you're enjoying this so far. If you have been watching Looking for Alaska and you know what I'm talking about, like, please let me know if at the end of episode 4 also got to you, because I feel like I'm the only one, but maybe I'm not. I really hope so. So please let me know if the end of episode 4 also got to you, because I need to know I'm not alone. And yeah, I'm really loving it. The series is genuinely really, really good, and I'm really impressed with the adaptation of it. It's quite good. I love it. So we are on to day 2 of my Looking for Alaska vlog watching. I don't quite know what to call it, but we are on day 2, and I'm really, really nervous because I just finished watching episode 5 of Looking for Alaska, and it ended up with 7 days before. And like I said, since I know what's coming, I am dreading finishing the next episode, because I feel like it happens at the end of the next episode, and I'm not ready for that. But anyway, so episode 5 was fun. They had a Christmas dance at the school, which was themed ugly sweater theme. It was really cool. It looked really fun. And we finally had some background when there was a cool prank that was pulled, and when they were all sitting in the barn, they were having like worst days and best days. And finally we got to know Alaska's backstory, and we got to know why she is actually so messed up. Yeah, but like I said, it was quite a fun episode. It was really, really, I'm loving it so far. It's been done really well. So the end of episode 5 was really cute because Miles and Laura had their first kiss, and it was just really, really sweet. I'm really nervous for the next episode because, like I said, it's 7 days before, and I feel like the end of the next episode is going to be where the event happens, and I'm not ready for it. My next entry is probably just going to be me crying. So this is going to be fun. Let's see how this goes. So that is for episode 5, and I'm on to episode 6 now. So I just finished episode 6, I believe. So I just finished episode 6, and I feel completely ridiculous for crying when nothing has happened yet. Oh my goodness. So since I know what is going to happen, I feel completely ridiculous for crying even though nothing has happened yet. This episode was really cute. We started off, well, not cute, it was actually quite sad because we have the colonel who gets expelled from school because he was the only person who was seen on the night of the one of the pranks against the weekday warriors. And yeah, so the colonel's being expelled, and a lot of things are said, and Alaska, I'm fine. And Alaska and Miles finally hook up, and I was so happy because it took so damn long. So we get this really cute scene with Alaska and Miles, and they just had to play this damn song. It really got me. Anyway, and then Alaska runs out, and she comes back in and asks Miles and the colonel to help her get out of school. And that is how the episode ends. And I know exactly what is going to happen next, and I really don't think I'm ready for it, clearly. Well, let's see if I can talk after the next episode, because I don't think I will be able to. Let's see how the next episode goes. I feel like this is just getting worse and worse, and we have some crying to look forward to, apparently. So, yeah, that was episode 6. It was relatively sad to begin with. We have, like I said, we have Colonel leaving, and we have this build up to this thing that the people who have read the book know is going to happen. And yeah, perhaps I should not have read the book, because I would not be this sad if I hadn't. But it is okay, because I still really love this. And the TV series is really doing justice to the book so far. I'm really, really impressed, and I keep on saying it, but I'm really happy. And yeah, let me go and cry some more. I just finished episode 7, and if you have ever wondered if it is possible to cry for an hour straight, it is. Episode 7 was really beautiful, and this is really difficult to talk about. Wow. I can't really talk in this state, but I'm fine now. I think that episode 7 was obviously the climax of the story, and it was done really well, and I really think the producers and the people who wrote the story really did it really well, especially whoever wrote it for TV did it really well, because they've added a few things that really made the story quite real, and I love that about it. If you're watching this, you have obviously already watched Looking for Alaska, or at least episode 7 of Looking for Alaska, which means you know what the event is, and that is Alaska Young dying. Throughout the episode, we see everyone's reactions, and we get the funeral, and then right at the end, Miles and the Colonel are going through Alaska's room, and in the book, The Labyrinth of something, I don't remember what it is, in that book there was a little note in the side that said, how do you escape the labyrinth? And then Alaska wrote in the margin, she wrote, hard and fast. So the Colonel and Miles believes that there is a possibility that the accident was not an accident and Alaska did it on purpose. But I am quite excited for the next episode, because I know it's coming, and there aren't exactly any spoilers for me since I know how it'll end, but I'm excited for it, and it is the last episode in the TV series, and I am such a damn crybaby. I'm probably gonna cry at the end of episode 8 as well. Yesterday I said that Alaska reminds me a lot of myself, and I still completely agree with it. Obviously when I was younger, and so when I was reading John Green for the first time, Looking for Alaska was one of my favorites, just because I really connected to Alaska's story, and it was just so beautiful, and even though it is tragic, it is stunningly tragic, and I'm a sucker for a stunning tragedy. So I'm on to episode 8, and I'll see you soon. It's finished! I finally finished it. I finished episode 8 like right now, and I loved it. It was so beautiful, and the prank that they pulled was perfect. I must say, I kind of, when we were already halfway through the episode and we hadn't even got into the prank yet, I was like, they better do it, because it's perfect, and I'm really glad that it went perfectly, and it was exactly what I imagined it would be. It was perfect, so amazing. And this last episode was just so beautiful, and especially the last couple of lines. I think it's directly a quote from the John Green book. Something about Thomas Edison's last lines were, "It's beautiful over there," and then Miles says, "I don't know where over there is, but I really hope he's right," or something along those lines. Not a direct quote, but it is just so perfect, and I I adore it. I love this TV series, and I'm really happy that they did justice to the books, and it was definitely a really good TV series. I am completely obsessed. I have not read the book in years, but this just brought all of it back for me, and I just completely love it. So my overall view of the TV series, at first I was a little bit suspicious, can I call it that, about Miles's casting. It's kind of how I imagined him, but in my head he was a little bit different, like a little bit taller. Yeah, I mean, he didn't look how I imagined him, but that didn't bother me at all. I think everyone else fit my description, like my internal view of them perfectly. Alaska was perfectly cast. I absolutely adored her. And the Colonel was also perfect. Just everyone, all the castings were done so well. I absolutely adored Dr. Hyde, and just in this last episode as well, he's just such a lovely character and such a good teacher and just a good person in general, especially considering he really helped these kids quite a lot throughout this story. And once again, it was all obviously leading up to the accident, but after the accident, as much as it was really sad, the prank that they pulled was just absolutely perfect, and it honestly, I laughed so much. It made me so happy, and it is just such a beautiful story, and I can't believe that they did such amazing justice to the story. I'm not sure how I feel about videoing my reactions, because I feel like there were a couple of moments there where I was just a little bit emotional. Even now I'm still a little bit, but I'm fine now. This is my first vlog, so it's interesting to see if, I can actually be eloquent after being so emotional from a TV show, because I know a lot of people do reading vlogs, and I just wouldn't be able to, especially after finishing some of the books that I've finished. Like, I can't talk. I mean, yeah, as you can tell probably by my reactions to the TV show, sometimes there's a lot of emotions in me, and my TV series and my books bring all my emotions out. And just one more time, this was a beautiful story, and I really hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. I haven't been looking at reviews and stuff like that. Well, not looking directly, but I saw that it got quite a high rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I know that everybody who's been watching it, who's read the books, been really impressed, just like I am, that it is quite accurate and it's quite lovely and beautiful, and it has just made me both happy and really lethargic. I'm also really nostalgic for the book, and as I said, it is my favorite John Green book, and it was one of my favorite books for like 2 or 3 years of my life before I met Harry Potter, obviously. And John Green this story particularly just stuck with me, and it will always be my favorite John Green book. So I hope you enjoyed my very varied reactions to watching Looking for Alaska. If you're watching this, I hope you have watched the TV series, or else that was a major spoiler. If you liked the TV series as much as I did, leave a comment down below and let me know. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video of me just probably crying a lot. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and have a good day.